Hello everyone, and welcome back to the second episode of the Knits by Ada knitting podcast. I'm Ada. I'm a 21-year-old knitter from Finland, and I love cats and all things yarny, even though those two things don't tend to mix that well sometimes. Most of the times, if I'm being honest. But yeah, so this is the second episode. Welcome or welcome back if you're a returning viewer. So glad to have you here, and let's just get on with it. It's actually gotten quite cold here where I live in Finland, even though it is the beginning of August. We've been having a couple of chilly days, very chilly rainy days here in Finland. So I've gotten to wear some of my sweaters, which I've been really happy about. And for this podcast episode, I decided to break out the Arthur sweater, which was my finished object in the last episode. I haven't gotten to wear it out yet, because it is double thick with the colorwork, and because the fit is much slimmer than I prefer when I go outside. This is kind of like a special occasion sweater, so I thought I'd break it out. But yeah, you can see the color. I really like this double folded color, and I really like my color choices. I really think the blue and the black go really well together. And actually it was really funny because another tester in the group, I don't know if it's she, but another tester in the group did also a blue one, but had white dots instead. So I thought it was funny that two people thought to go like the same. I think it was a very similar shade of blue too. So I thought that was funny. But yeah, let's just get on with it. So I think we'll first talk about my works in progress, because I don't have any finished objects for today, and that's fine. So I'll start with the one you saw last time, and this is the most complete one. And I'm actually so close to finishing the body, or the stockinette portion of the body, should I say. So this is the Gingham Jumper by Friday Knits. There you go. And I've gotten quite a bit done on the body. The last time you saw this, I think I was still working on the front in the flat. So I did the front and the back flat, and then joining the round, and I think I have like one more square left. I tried this on like half an hour ago or something, or not even that, before I started filming, like when I had finished this last square, and I was getting kind of close. I think I need to have like some 49.5 centimeters of stockinette before I should do the ribbing, and I think I had like 47, and I tried it on, and it wasn't at the length that I wanted it to be. So just to be safe, I'm doing one more square, which I think should give me, I think I was at like 48, so it should be a bit more than I need. But I'll try it on after I finish the last square, and then we'll see. But it was almost perfect. Like I think it was a little bit above my belly button with the 4 squares of body before. And this sweater is worked on 4.5mm needles, and the yarns I'm using are Drops Lima in the black, and then Novita Wonderwool in the pastel green, pale green. I don't know what the official color name is, and I'm doing a size extra large. Sorry if I keep looking down. I actually have notes, like proper notes this time, so I don't forget anything, because I think last time I didn't do any, I didn't mention any needle sizes, which I realized too late. But yeah, next up, I'll show you my Moby sweater man, which you also saw last time. And I haven't gotten that much done. I've gotten like a couple more centimeters of the body. I think last time I had like 1 or 2. So I've gotten a bit done. I think I'm like halfway through the body. or like I need to have 66 centimeters before I can start the ribbing, and I have like 33, so to me that's like halfway, which makes me excited. And I'm doing that in a size large on 4mm needles, and the yarn I'm using is Drops Lima in like the navy blue. And I did make a kind of a big mistake, but I'm letting it go. You see Ella? My cat wants to join us. But yeah, I forgot in the round that you're supposed to have every other row is supposed to be like a knit one on the crosses. So I did like, I think like 5 rows where I didn't do any knit rows. So one of my crosses like on the back and front is like, you can, I think you can see it there. But yeah, it's like half the height I think it's supposed to be. So that's that. I asked my dad if it bothered him, and he said that he couldn't even notice it. So I'm not gonna rip back. It's just going to be what it is. And yeah, at least it's consistent on the back and the front. At least it's not like on the front and not on the back, because then I would be pissed if I somehow managed to do that. But yeah, that is quite unfortunate. I was so excited about being in the round that I didn't remember what I was supposed to do in the round. Next up, I think I'll show you this one. So I don't think I mentioned, but the Gingham Jumper is a test knit for Friday knit, so the pattern is not yet out. And this is also another test knit. So this is the Irish Sweetheart Sweater by Imogen Ashford, or In Stitches by Imogen is what I think she goes by on Ravelry and stuff like that. And this is on 5mm needles in Drops Nepal in like their bright red. I don't know what the official color name is, and I'm doing a 2XL. And I really like how it's looking. I love the cables, and I really think that diamond cable is really fun. Yeah, I'm in the round on this. We got the pattern on Friday, and today is Tuesday, so I've gotten a lot of work done on this. But I think now that it's in the round, I'll put it on the back burner so that I can finish my Gingham Jumper, because that is the deadline for that is the 18th of August, and today is the 1st. So I just want to be safe on that. So I think I'll work on finishing the body and on that, and then the collar, and then do the one sleeve, and then I'll have completed the test knit, because the only things we needed to have done were the yoke and a sleeve. So I think I'll have done my fair share. My cat keeps trying to come over. No, Molly. He wants to come over, and then he tries to run away. Like my little. But yeah, I will say though that I haven't test knitted a lot. I think this is my third, and I think the pattern for this sweater specifically has been like the one that has had the most revisions since I've gotten the pattern, because I think most of these sweater, or like with the Arthur sweater and with the Gingham Jumper, they were both very well written patterns before we even got them. This one, like, it wasn't bad or anything, but it was like you could like tell that like some of the details were just missed. Like when we got the pattern, there were no instructions for how to do the collar. There still isn't. They're still not added. And then the shoulder pickup rates were very, very off. Which I think she did give me like a heads up. Okay, when I posted a picture of my back panel, I said that she does need a lot of feedback on the front, which was apparent, but it's just like kind of, how does that not hit you before? But yeah, but like that's what we're there for. So like I'm not mad, like I understand. And yeah, the one thing though is when I did the shoulder pickup, there was no mention of what direction the cables were supposed to go after that, because on the Petiteknit Moby sweater, what she does is after you pick up the shoulders, the cables like go on the, like continue the same direction, like how mine does here, and that's what Petiteknit does. But apparently that's not what the designer for this sweater did, and she had no mention on whether or not, like what direction we should continue the cables in. It just said work as the back. So having been worked on the Moby sweater, so I was just like, I'll just continue it, make it continuous and stuff like that. And then yesterday in the group chat started going off saying that all of the other testers were doing inverted cables for the front. And I was like, what? No, I didn't. I just did what I was supposed to do. But yeah, it's not what I'm supposed to do. But I'm not ripping back. The designer said as long as the cables look fine, it's fine. We don't have to change it. But yeah, I think I should make a note of that, put it in the group chat, that there definitely should be something in the pattern that if she wants the cables to face the different way on the front, then maybe there should be something in the pattern about that. But yeah, other than that, the knitting experience has been fine. It's worked up really quick, like on 5mm needles. And yeah, actually, when she first gave us the pattern, it said to do, or before she even sent the pattern, she sent like an email with the gauge. Like I think week before we got the pattern, she sent us an email saying that we were chosen and we should do a gauge swatch, and we could order our yarn before we got the pattern. And she said to do the gauge swatch in 4mm needles, even on like Drops Nepali is one of the recommended yarns. And I think I have my gauges, yeah, because I did too. So this is it on 4mm needles, and the gauge is supposed to be 16 stitches by 22 rows, I think. You can clearly tell this is not that. I did a gauge swatch on 5mm needles, and this is, I think I measured, yeah, this is like on gauge. And as you can see, it's not even close. But yeah, I think because none of the testers could like get gauge on 4mm needles, she changed it so that the pattern is actually done on 5mm needles, just to make all of our lives easier. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say about my 3 sweaters that I'm working on. The Cumulus blouse, the one that I'm making short sleeve and the concept by Katja Cotton, that hasn't, I've worked on it some, but I didn't get it in the round like I wanted to, and then I've had to focus on these, so that's put on the back burner. We'll see if I can get any progress on it during this month. And then I have those sock projects. I had one finished sock last time. I cast it on the second pair, but I haven't really worked on that. I'm still in the cuff, and I'm in no hurry to finish that, even though the last few days I have been wearing my knitted socks, so I mean, I might need to rethink that. And the ruffle sock, I did like a couple of rounds. It's not that significant, so I'm not showing that. But yeah, then I cast on a hat, because we were going to an amusement park, and I wanted, because I don't really like amusement park rides, I get very nauseous in like all of the spinny ones and very high ones, so that doesn't leave a lot to me. So well, while my family were going to the rides, I was just sitting by in a chair and knitting. So I wanted something easy, and I decided that a weekend hat, which I can basically do from memory at this point, would fit the bill. I think this is like my, I think this is my 5th hat. I will put a picture here of all the other ones that I've done. But yeah, this is in Novita 7 veljestä. It's the Fatser collaboration yarn in the color Marianne. What is the candy? Why do I forget it? Well, I have the ball. Marianne, that's what it is. I don't really eat these candies, so I don't remember. Well, could you close? Yeah, I don't really eat the candies, so I don't remember the name, but yeah. And I have like 2 more centimeters before I do the first double knit round. And that's all about that. I think I'm doing the adult small, and I'm working it in the recommended 3.5mm needles. And I think the last hat I did was also in the 7 veljestä yarn, and I really liked how that turned out, so I'm very excited. I think those are all my like most active works in progress pieces. Well, knitted works in progress pieces. The crochet blanket that I was working on the last time, or the crochet big cranny square, I finished the yarn that I was going to, and then I decided that I wanted to keep going, so I had this other kind of stripy yarn, so I just continued on that. And it's slow going, so I don't think I'm gonna pull that out because it's a hassle. And then I started another crochet project. I don't really like to make like garments out of crochet. I just don't like personally how that looks, but like home decor and stuff is fine. So this is a Wisteria pillow by Planet Beck, and this is worked on 5mm hook, and this is just some random black and green cotton yarn that I had, and I just need to finish one petal and then the single crochet around this flower, and then the first side is done, and then I just need to do the other one, which I think I'll try to get to this month. And excuse me, yeah, I'll try to finish this month so that I can at least at the end of the month show it to you as a complete pillow. That would be nice, because I've made one of these before, but I gave it away because I didn't really like how it turned out, but I think the shape was really pretty. But yeah, but that one took me like 3 months to complete because I ran out of yarn, and then I had to use scrap yarn. That's why it took me so long to complete. But yeah. And I think that's all my works in progress is. Works in progress. And I think then it's acquisitions, which thankfully I don't have that many. I've been good. It's only been 2 weeks, but I've been good. The first one is this red drops Nepal. I had to buy some for the test knit because I didn't have enough. Or I do have red, but that's like dedicated to another project, so I don't really want to touch that. So I just bought red that I could use for that one. And then, because I think the yarn that I order from has a 60 euro limit on how, like, you need to purchase at least 60 euros and then they'll ship it for free. And because this was on sale, reach 60 euros, and even if it wasn't, like, I don't think it would because it's so cheap. I don't know, but yeah, it didn't hit the 60 euro mark, so I had to buy some more yarn. What a bummer. So they were having like a sale on Drops wool yarn or wool blend yarns, because Charisma was on sale, and Andy's I think too, and then Drops Air was on sale, and I bought this nice blue color. Excuse the buzzing, I think you can actually hear it. I just got a text message or a message from a knit group chat. This is what I get for filming on my phone. But yeah, Drops Air, it's a mix of 65% alpaca, 28% polyamide, and 7% wool. And the Drops Nepal is 65% wool and 35% alpaca, because I don't think I mentioned that. And I have 10 balls of these. We'll see what I make of them. I'm not sure, but it is really soft. Yeah. Originally, I got black, but then I got an email from the store that they didn't have enough of the black, and if I wanted to exchange it for another color, and I wanted 10 of all of the same color, so I just said, just send me the blue and I'll be... Hey. He really wants to be involved. But yeah, I just said, send me 10 of the blue. And they were like, okay. So I got 10 of the blue. And my last acquisition is knitting barber cords. I thought it was a high time for me to get these, so that I can, you know, try on my knitting and stuff like that. I got them in this neon green color, and because of Karia, because I also like neon green. but mostly because Garia. Yeah. And I think, yeah, that's all my acquisitions because I've been good. Only 2 yarns. How very nice of me. What is up with all these notifications? And I think the last section that I want to do, because I've seen some other podcasters do this, is a section of media they've consumed. So I thought I'd just throw my 2 cents in on what I've been watching. And yeah, so I've been watching Jujutsu Kaisen. It's an anime. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I binge watched the first season, and now I've been watching the second season as it comes like an episode per week. So far we've gotten 4 episodes, and they've all been really good. But yeah, I've been enjoying that one, though I can't really... That is one of the shows that I can't really knit while watching, or at least properly, because the episodes are so short, and I can't do colorwork or cables while watching that, so sock knitting it is. But this next one, Air Crash Investigation, is what I've been enjoying for many years. Is one that I really like to... So I'm rewatching it, the seasons that are on Disney Plus, at least in Finland. And I really like to watch that and then just knit, because I don't really have to listen to what they're saying, because it all is pretty much gibberish to me anyway. So it's just nice, and I do like learn something about plane crashes and stuff like that while watching. So it's nice. And I also like to watch like Egyptian documentaries about mummies and stuff like that. I don't know if it's like all over the world, but like at least in Finland on Disney Plus there's a documentary about the grave of Tutankhamun, the one where they take all the objects from his tomb into the new, is it the Cairo Museum, the really expensive one. But yeah, and then they explain all of his stuff, and that's really interesting, so I would highly recommend that. And yeah, and then the last one is an audiobook that I've been listening, which you might be surprised that I'm listening to it now, but it's The Lord of the Rings, the first one, Fellowship of the Ring. I've seen the movies many times, and I really like the movies, but I've never read the books because my parents have both read them, and they said that the book, the first one especially, is really hard to read because J.R.R. Tolkien does all of his world building in the first book, so it can be really heavy because it feels like he over-explains, or not over-explains, but explains everything in a much greater detail than I feel like I need to know, it is kind of heavy listening to it. But I'm halfway through. I think I'm more than halfway through, so the end is nearing, so not that much farther. And then my parents said that it really does pick up after the first book, because like he's explained everything he needs to, and then it's just smooth sailing. And yeah, I think that's all I had for today. I'm sorry if I've been speaking really quickly. I actually filmed this episode like this morning once before, but then I just couldn't like get the episode to upload to my editing software, and then it just disappeared completely. So I decided I would much rather film it today while everything is still fresh on my mind than tomorrow. And I think the problem with my last episode was that it was too long for my phone to properly like export it. So I've been trying to speak quick, or not, like, I think I stopped subconsciously speaking quicker in order to combat that. But yeah, that was fun trying to export it and then figuring out that I couldn't, and then the whole episode is gone. It does not exist anymore. But yeah, and I think that's it. Thank you for staying till the end, and thank you for watching this episode. If you like these podcast episodes, and if you have any idea for future video ideas, I'd love to do some more other than podcast episodes, like maybe a day of knitting or a week of knitting, or like I'm very interested in the making of a project vlog I just have to find like a right project and actually remember to start to vlog it when I start it. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. And if you like this podcast and stuff, then please leave a like and subscribe. I'd love to have you here. And that's all from me for today. Bye!